In this video in our design automation series, we'll look at why applying agile development techniques to iLogic automation can quickly introduce benefits to your business. It's not uncommon to be able to recognize a potential area where adding automation will provide business benefits. It can be difficult though, without experience and a level of expertise, to understand how that automation could be achieved. It can also be difficult to know and understand the exact requirements at the outset. In a fairly typical development process, there will be analysis up front to determine requirements, followed by time designing the appropriate solution, implementation, and finally at test stage, visibility of the automation solution can be seen. At this point, any misinterpretation or change in requirements can be difficult and costly to implement. When requirements aren't fully understood up front on all sides, this can be a risky approach. Often there is a need to be able to evolve and change as understanding grows. Fully prescripted projects have larger upfront costs and typically require a longer authorization process and larger commitment of resource and funding. When budget is tight and improvement needs are more immediate, there needs to be an alternative approach. A solution to this is to adopt an agile approach. This is a very collaborative methodology working in tandem between the implementer and the stakeholders to discover requirements and priorities. Working in short iterations to deliver specific elements of functionality, feedback is key and change can be adopted as the project progresses. The resultant delivery gives incremental usable functionality at each stage, ensuring early return on investment and immediate benefit. Agile takes a fixed time cycle approach to each iteration, identifying task priorities for each cycle, developing and testing each task in the cycle until the iteration time limit is reached, getting feedback on the task completed and building the feedback into the next development cycle where again priorities are identified for tasks to carry out. This cycle can continue until all necessary requirements are completed. In Agile, each iteration will follow a process of discovery, design, implementation and test and taking on feedback before moving to the next iteration. In our implementation of Agile for iLogic development, we loosely follow a popular Agile methodology, the Scrum framework. Here, a product backlog is created to identify the anticipated functionality that is to be implemented. At the start of each iteration or sprint, a short planning session identifies the priorities from the product backlog that are planned to implement during this time-boxed sprint. In our application of Agile, our sprints could be from 3 days to 2 weeks, depending on the type of automation project in hand. Where possible, a short opening sprint will be used to develop some form of minimal viable product to give an immediate return and secure confidence for future investment. During the sprint, regular short Scrum meetings, no more than 15 minutes, take place to review the task progress. A possible approach to the development here involves including the customer in the development team to provide the product knowledge on an ongoing basis, particularly where configuration models are being developed. At the end of each sprint, a review will take place to assess the finished work, decide if further changes need adding to the product backlog, taking feedback into account, and deciding if any changes to the method are appropriate for the next sprint cycle. When the Mosaic Spa company suddenly encountered a huge growth in demand for their spas at the start of the year, they knew they had to find a better way of carrying out their designs to be able to capitalize on the demand. They identified that being able to improve the turnaround time on 2 of their standard products could have significant impact. By implementing Inventor and iLogic and applying an agile approach to development with Excitech, they were able to automate 66% of the process of generating custom materials and production instructions. This provided them with an immediate return on their investment and overcame their bottleneck to give time to implement other automation around their products and processes. Introducing automation through agile development methods gives a quick return, increases efficiency, and gives space and time to focus on innovation. So get in touch today to see how we can help you achieve more and enable innovation.